Hey everybody, Nick here, and today I got a little disassembly and maintenance for you on this big guy right here. This is the Olamic Cutlery Swish. Let's go on ahead and start the disassembly. One thing you're going to notice immediately is this right here. This is unfortunate. Olamic has in the past used a proprietary pivot screw. Luckily, each one comes in a little pouch, and inside the pouch, under the little card, ooh, Dark Blast. Sounds like some kind of European music. Oh no, I only listened to Dark Blast. I listened to Dark Blast before it was cool. Anyways, it includes this little tool, which is shaped like a Olamic thing. And the thing is, this is a kind of tool that you could very easily make. So I'm not super concerned about it. But that said, I am delighted to hear that in future models they are moving away from the proprietary screw. But anyways, just using this to rotate that around. My big concern always with using a tool like this is that it's very easy to scratch up the pivot, particularly with these little tiny sorts of things, because, yeah, right there, see, it just slipped out a little bit because it's not a, and now it's popped in a little deeper. Come on now. This is why proprietary tools is seldom as good. I mean, I'm sorry, guys, but it's just a simple case. Screwdrivers are a solved problem, so to speak. We as humanity have developed very good methods for unscrewing things. They're not shaped like this generally. It's good that they gave you the tool, but oh boy, do I wish we didn't need one. Okay, now we're looking at, looks like maybe T6, maybe T8. Nope, that's T6. All right. Yeah, a little bit of a fastener overhaul wouldn't be a bad thing here. Okay. Luckily, that's coming loose nice and easy. For a knife this big, T6 seems like an odd choice. Okay, I'm going to pop that over here, pop that over there. Beautiful. Got a little component, what am I even looking for here? I want to say cartouches, but that's ancient hieroglyphics. It's not remotely what I'm after here. Yeah, I don't know. So, I just realized that I am currently wearing a Batman mask. So that's maybe a slightly random thing, but the prior knife I disassembled, the Koenig Aries, was deeply reflective, and so I was wearing a Batman mask. And so I'm just sitting here like, God, why does my face? Oh, that's right. So yeah, now that I'm removed the Batman mask, that's much nicer. You know, sometimes, come on, pop loose. The Batman mask is not always the best choice of wardrobe for every situation, in case you're curious. Now, I'm wondering if the pivot's going to pop loose here, because it's the back spacer there is firmly seated. Yeah, so if I can pop the pivot loose, that means I can remove the blade, and I'm throwing bearings everywhere. There we are, and there seems to be a washer. I think this is actually going to benefit nicely from some cleanup. There we go. So, good. Now that I've got the blade out of there, I was able to pinch things open, that popped things loose, and now we're all set. Huh, interesting. So, 242. Yeah, this, one thing to highlight, well, I can highlight it like this, is that right here we have 247. Oh, and interesting. These don't exactly match. 242, 247, whatever. Wow, this is a little dirty. Well, good. Hopefully it'll be even better by the time I go ahead and clean it out. So it looks like this. Yeah, that went under there. All right. So, in the name of full disclosure, and I'll mention this during the review again, that this was loaned to me by Eugene from Olamic Cutlery. Oh yeah, so here's a washer on top of that. And all of these are just full of metal dust and dirt and gunk and grody-ness. So yeah, I'm very optimistic. I mean, the action on this knife was very good as it was, but once I clean this out, I'm hoping it's going to be way better. But he was saying, anyways, back at the ranch, he was saying to me that he's just going to pull one off the line. That's something that I can never really buy. Not that I have any reason to doubt him particularly, but, you know, when a manufacturer says that, it's like, okay, if you know what side your bread's buttered on, you're probably going to cherry pick a good one. But, you know, this seems to imply that he didn't, you know, spend hours and hours cleaning and tuning it before he sent it out. So, something at least. But you know what? This kind of thing doesn't bug me. If anything, it's actually kind of satisfying because I enjoy cleaning knives. So here I am. I have a task in front of me. And like I said, I may be able to do some good. The action on this knife was very good. But, oh, look at that freaking detent ramp, guys. That's pretty nice right there. Very subtle blade steel labeling there. LMAX, let's see. And but I have hope then that because this is the first time this will have been really thoroughly cleaned, that afterwards it will be it'll be in much better shape. Getting some of this gunk out of there will just improve things all around. Like I said, not that it needed much improvement. But by the time you get to be as picky as I am about things like action and whatnot, little tiny improvements start to be in the realm of actually meaningful, which is hilarious. Okay, there we go. Just removing some dust, and just looks like factory dust remnants here. Yeah. Look at that. Ew. Freaking grody. But again, maybe this is a deep conspiracy, and he picked this one specifically because it's dirty, and he knew that it would make me feel nice to be able to clean it up. Oh, there you go. That's my conspiracy theory now. So he picked one out specifically to give me that positive experience, thus you know, bring me an association of the joy of cleaning this with the knife itself. I don't freaking know. I don't actually believe that. Okay, so interestingly, I'm seeing a couple of places where there have been these points milled into it. I'm assuming these are like positioning holes or something like that, because there doesn't appear, well, that's a backspace hole, but this doesn't appear, for instance, to have any function in the knife itself. Yeah, because the stop pin is mounted inside the blade. Whatever. I suppose it makes it slightly more lightweight. I don't know. But it is what it is. Okay, now we'll clean off this pivot here. Yeah, we're getting some gunk off of there. And then what I'm hoping is going to be really satisfying is cleaning off those bearings. Yeah, that's my conspiracy theory, is that he sent me a dirty one just so I would have the pleasure of cleaning it. Yep. Case closed. All right, I'm using 91% rubbing alcohol here, and if you're ever curious about any of the tools or chemicals, oils, lubricants that I'm using in my disassemblies, go ahead and I have a video. A little piece of metal came out of there. That's very common, but it's one of those little tiny things that can affect an action. You know, if one of the bearings, for instance, is unable to spin because there's a little piece of metal wedging it shut, then that can be a source of drag and cause some minor problems. And so it's always something I like to clean off. These washers appear to have two sides, one of which is smoother and one of which has grooves from the spinning of the bearing. One does not. Yeah, okay. So those are those. All right, is there any place else I need to do here? Don't think so. Note the internal screwing for the clip here. Yeah, there you go. Clean this off just a little bit more here. And we will go ahead and do this. So we drop this onto there. Which side was the pivot on? Does it matter? Maybe. Oh. Just clean the inside of the pivot there. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Hey, cool. Glad I looked. So right here, take a look at this. See, there's like a little D shape ground into it. That's how this pivot is prevented from being free spinning. So I bet if we take a look at one of these sides or the other, oh, that's where I didn't clean out. Again, that shouldn't matter remotely. And there went that little washer. You stay here. There we go. Yep, see? There's a little shelf built into this side of the titanium handle that is... clean that up a little bit too, why not, right? carry this guy a little bit, but that little shelf engages with this little cutout here and then prevents the pivot from spinning freely. It's a little trick, but it's a nice little trick. But what that does mean is that you're going to have to be careful as you're doing the reassembly to put the pivot in the right position so it won't be free spinning in an unfortunate manner. There we go. Alrighty, case closed. Now I'm going to go ahead and drop down one of these washers onto the pivot here, and then I'm going to go ahead and use some oil, and I am going to use 10 weight nano oil here. I like the nano oil very much. I haven't yet found a knife lubricant that works better than it, especially in high performance actions, although there are lots of other options out there. Dewa Real Oil is a, not too far behind second place, a little bit cheaper sometimes and more widely available around the world. But yeah, and so I've applied a little bit there, and I'm using the nano oil in a pen here because that helps me apply less of it because I have a tendency towards over lubrication. But okay, and I just applied it to the wrong side. That's okay. I'll need it there too. Next thing I'm going to go ahead and do is oil the detent ball path. So you can see here that the detent ball slides from here down onto this ramp and whatnot. So I'm going to go ahead and just put a couple of dots along the detent ball path and into this ramp. The ramp is why this is very nice. Well, is one of the reasons. Whoops. Oh, guys. This is why I'm not a brilliant man. But anyways, the ramp there is one of the reasons this is nicer to close than some of the norm. It's a little detail, but that's one of those details that makes a major difference when a maker does it right. Okay, next step is going to be to drop on a bearing on this side. So I will do that right there. See, there's bearing. I'm going to just go ahead and I'm spinning it around here to get some of the lubrication up on the individual balls there. Oh, good God. Now I'm going to go ahead and apply a little bit to the washer on this side. Bam. These are very thin washers, and these are relatively thick hands. Okay. Let's go ahead and do this instead. There we go. I don't always need tweezers, but when I do, it's nice to have them close at hand. Now, finally, let's make sure there are no parts left out here. Because not that I would ever leave parts out. Nope, not me, never. Backspacer is properly installed. It's nicely shouldered, which is nice. That floating backspace is a joy here. We can go ahead and start the reassembly. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is use my drivers here. Come on. There we go. Use the driver here to drop in the backspacer over here. Hopefully you can see that. Sorry about that, guys. But I'll get these guys in, and they're not really tight. They're just kind of in. And the reason for that is because using the pivot tool here is not ideal. And so it's, there we go. This will make sure that the knife is not actively disassembling itself as I'm trying to do so, which is nice. And here we go. I'm going to use the tool here to rotate the pivot and just make sure that we're getting any crap off of the pivot itself. Okay. Here we go. Oh, it even has the lanyard loop. Well, for something that shouldn't exist, it's a nice feature. Okay, so now becomes the slow, tedious process of attempting to turn this to tighten down the pivot here. Why must we play these games? And we want to make sure that we turn it to a sufficient degree that this locks in on the other side there, on that little shelf. Yeah, okay, it's not rotating freely, which is good. Okay, that's now at full tightness. Wow, that's way freaking smoother. Just already. Yeah, that's at full tightness now. Holy crap, that's nicer. Okay, the factory did not do them any favors. Well, They are the factory, I guess. But they were not done any favors by leaving the inside of that so dirty. Using some real lubrication and getting that gunk out of there, this knife is now running better than ever. You know, Olamic doesn't tend to favor a fall shutty action. This is someplace in between what the detent was on the 247, which was super strong. This has got a little bit more of that, but that's not how they're approaching life. You know, I tend to prefer fall shutty, but it's very smooth as it is, and it is just way smoother as it is. No blade play. I'm going to see if I get anything by backing the pivot off very slightly. I get blade play. Okay, so this is meant to run at full tightness. There we go. No blade play. Beautiful. That's got a nice resonance to it. Listen. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm now trying to figure out the source of the resonance. Like what the resonator is here. I think it's the clip. Anyways, guys, sorry. You can... This is why acousticians can't have nice things. All right, guys. Anyways, I better end this before I keep poking at this guy and bust out the microphone to determine the fundamental frequency there. Anyways, I hope this has been interesting to you. I am now going to go carry this guy for a bunch of, for a bunch of time. Can you have a bunch of time? Yeah, I guess so. And then do a review of it. But I hope this has been interesting and that you had yourselves an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. And bye now. God, I'm a nerd.